community sensitization is one of our greatest challenges. So I'm so glad to be here today and be part of the Blessed Morning event to create awareness about autism in the larger community. My name is Moamenla Yaden. I'm the co-founder of Keystone Education Society. Just very briefly about what we do. We work with existing schools, regular schools, who want to become an inclusive school. So, oftentimes schools, they've been told, inclusive hole, but kiniga ho, right? So that is when we provide that support to the school to be able to become an inclusive environment of learning. So we have majorly one program called Keystone at School, where we provide a team of support teachers along with a coordinator, where within the school, during school hours, we work with the children who have any additional extra special needs or learning needs, and we work with them during school hours. So it is not something that is separate or segregated, but within the school system, within the existing structures, we work with the students so that that one-on-one support can be given, as well as they have, they have a regular experience of school life as well. Additionally, we have an early intervention center called Connected Early Intervention Center. As mentioned earlier, the participation of community is so important. We run Connected in partnership with the Wanme Ao Church. So they found it in their hearts to support this as part of their mission. So they provide their Sunday school building to us to use throughout the week. Because churches have Sunday school building, they have all these facilities and resources. Most of the time, they're used only on Sundays, Wednesday evening, Saturday evening, like that. So we are situated in R&D. If any of you want any further information, please feel free to come and talk to me at any time after this. So our vision statement says inclusive schools for an inclusive society. And so I want to again thank the Blessed Morning family for giving me this opportunity today to speak about inclusive education. And since inclusive education is my topic today, I'll speak about it broadly without focusing too much on autism. The clinical psychologist has given you all of those details. Lucky Vijay, I didn't know I could use the PowerPoint presentation. If I knew, I'll take 5 to 6 hours workshop with her. But actually, I'll just take 15 minutes of the time, maybe less. So let's look at the what and the why of inclusive education. Inclusive education to key essay and inclusive education key important essay. So in plain terms, inclusive education is about providing quality learning opportunities for every child, irrespective of any differences among children. Right? So the United Nations believes that in order to build a more equitable world, where everyone has, where it's a just world and everyone has equal rights and equal opportunities, it all starts with every child having access to quality education, so that every child has that equal opportunity to succeed in life. Right? Whether you come from a poor family or a rich family, whether you come from a Christian family or a Hindu Muslim family, whatever it is, that starting point of getting the equal opportunities should be given same to every child, so that beyond that, Taihan and Major, Takot Pra, yes, people will go different places. But that starting point, the launching pad should be, that right should be given to every child. And so we have the Sustainable Development Goal number 4, which states education for all. Education for all, Maniki. All the kids. All means all. Now, I mean, in very simple terms, for us, it's English, so sometimes we don't think about it too much, right? But when we talk about education for all, this means each and every child. Therefore, there should be no discrimination on the basis of gender, no discrimination on socio-economic status, no discrimination on the grounds of disability, and all of those things when it comes to providing access to quality education for children. Because, after all, in the eyes of the law and in the eyes of God, our Maker, we are all equal. And this is not to say that we are all the same as one another. By that I mean we are not identical, right? We are all equal, but ma'am and me are not the same person. Mujhe identical no hai, but mujhe equal as है. Not equal in rights and equal as creations of our God.
The word autism never existed for me. It was a foreign term. As I gave birth to my son and as years went by, 2 years and 3 years, I noticed my son was different. Different that in the sense that when all the children his age group were walking, he was barely crawling. When other children were already conversing with their parents or families, my son was barely uttering a word or two. And then occasionally he did the stimming, and I saw that there was some difference in my son. That's when I started to Google and I found the word autism. At first it was not easy for me to accept it, and then I remember the first thing that after I found out the term autism, the first thing that I typed in the Google was, is it curable? And when I found that it was not curable, it broke my heart. But I did not surrender. Today, I want to encourage my friends who have children with special needs, never to give up. I decided to do 2 things. That is, one is therapy and one is to take you to the Lord in prayer. It is not easy being a mom to an autistic child, especially for me. When I sent my son to school, it was not easy, especially during those gatherings and all this. When all the other children participated, my son never participated. When other parents were taking pictures or taking videos of their children, I had tears rolling down my eyes because I could not see my son in the stage. There were instances, when we had to get, there was a particular year where he was to wear a costume of mango, and it was not easy. It was a very short notice, so I could not even order it. I had to rush down here to Dimapur, and then I had to rush to so many tailors to get the order done, but so many tailors refused. But somehow I got hold of a tailor who was willing to get a customized order for a mango costume. And then even at home, my son was excited. But on the particular day of the annual day, I was anticipating, I was so excited that my son would come up in the stage, but he did not. And then I felt so sad. But like I said, I did not give up. I enrolled my son in this precious gem school in referral hospital for the therapy. But unfortunately, after a day or 2, the lockdown happened and my son could not continue his therapy. What I did was from the YouTube, whatever help that I could get from the YouTube, I did the therapy at home. And I'm telling you, I prayed earnestly, I did fasting, I prayed so much for my son, and God is doing, and God did so many wonderful things in my son's life. There is a term in our Sumi dialect, it's called lolima, and it's a very aggressive term, and then when translated to English, I could not find out the exact meaning, but it is considered to a person who is so weak, and it's very hurtful word. So when somebody told that my son is lolima, it broke my heart. I cried so much, and I took it to the Lord in prayer. And God spoke to me through a word, through a song. We all are familiar with the song, "Because He lives, I can face tomorrow." And there is a particular stanza, in that song, there is a particular sentence that the days are so uncertain, but the child can face uncertain days because He lives. God reminded me that no matter the future, our children are secured because our God lives. And today, we as parents of children with learning disabilities or children with special needs, I want to encourage every one of us that it's a blessing that God chose us to be parents to these children. So many people say that it is a curse children who are born with disabilities or children with special needs, people might consider it as a curse, but I take it as a blessing. Although it is important to remember that many people with autism need much more support than others, each person with ASD has their own strengths and abilities, and it is our duty as caregivers and as parents and educators to help them tap into it. Right? Just as how Susan Boyle and Charles Darwin, and how this Pokemon inventor, and how this Dr. Temple could tap into it. You know, they are not just normal people, they are extraordinary people, right? I'm also thankful to, I'm so great today, I'm just full of thankfulness because I've seen so much of potential in support system, like how I think Blessed Body is also one of the support systems. Yeah. So you know, like-minded people have come together to create a society that supports parents and children living with autism. And I think more support systems should come up. You guys can be that example. Blessed Bonding can be that example to the society at large. And also, I've just come across a new term called respite care. I'm sure you might have heard about respite care for the people who are running NGOs and all. I think respite care would really benefit caregivers. I know it's taxing to be a mother or to be a parent with a special need. Sometimes you need that rest also, right? So that is what respite care does. If there is a place where you can take, caregivers can take a rest, and so that their children are occupied somewhere, I think in the future, services like this can be available. Thank you so much for this wonderful opportunity and also opening my eye also and the eyes of others also to this new spectrum of society world, and also the children who have come here and, you know, given spectacular performances. I don't know what to say. I'm just overwhelmed with gratitude and humility to see, you know, that God's greatest gifts are the children. So we as nurturers, it is our responsibility to take care of them. And if we don't do our duty, I don't think we have any voice, you know, at the end of the day. I mean, we are accountable for every children's life. And as Child Welfare Committee, as the Child Welfare Committee Chairperson also, and my members are also here, we are here to look into your matter. If there is anything, feel free to approach the committee, or you can approach anyone. We are there for you. We will stand for you till the end. Thank you so much.
The reason why this Rights of Persons with Disabilities Act, we'll just say like RBWD Act 2016, this was enacted and introduced. The reason why, it is because persons with disabilities, they should have the right to equality, dignity and respect for integrity in the society that they are living in. And that is the reason why this act was enacted. Now, do you want me to mention the sections? Okay, alright. So just under this act in section 4, alright. So this act ensures the rights of women and children with disabilities. I am asked to talk about the rights of children only, but then I want to include regarding women and for the adults also. So as in the near future, the audience here, when the children they grow, they should also know their adult right also. And also a woman with disability, she should also know her own right. And this is the reason why I want to include all this and not just focus on the children only. Now under section 4 it states, I'll just read it out, that the concerned department or the appropriate government, that is our state government and local authorities, they should take measures to ensure that women and children with disabilities enjoy their rights equally with others. This section, it further states that all children with disabilities have the right to freely express their views on all matters affecting them, and that for this support will be provided to keep in view with their age and disability. Under this act, one very, again, another special mention is persons with disabilities, they have the right to live in the community. Alright, so in section 5 under this act, it states that the appropriate government shall endeavor that persons with disabilities are not forced to live in any particular living arrangement. That is totally no. For this, for any extra arrangements meant for a disabled child or a woman or an adult person, there are some certain rules also. And they are given access to a range of in-house residential and other community support services, including personal assistance necessary to support living with regard to age in general. Now, this also ensures protection of children with disabilities from abuse, violence, and exploitation. So, under one section of this act, it states that persons of violence, abuse, or exploitation shall be rescued, protected, and rehabilitated. The government is also obligated to create awareness about the provisions and make it available to the public. So regarding this, I don't know how far our state government is creating awareness regarding this, but I'm very sure you must have heard one way or the other regarding abuse and exploitations made to disabled persons, and there has been numerous stories that has been unearthed from Caregiving. Children with disabilities not to be separated from their parents. That is stated in another section under this act. It states that no children with disability shall be separated from his or her parents on the ground of disability except on an order from a competent court, if required in the best interest of the child. If at all there is any violation of a constitutional right against that disabled person and of the important information that you want to avail, file a writ petition under Article 22 of the Constitution, that is before the Supreme Court. That is what you can do. I've just handpicked some few sections, and like jumping from one to another in a very fast pace. So if you wish to further discuss about this act, kindly feel free to approach us or me. You can take a number from the organizing team and thank you so much for your attention.
Nagaland TV, Soap Manulaga Awas. Watch us live on Geo TV and on your television sets as well. For Dimapur viewers, we are on channel number 994 in Global Chapter, and Kohima and Mokokchung viewers, switch to channel number 138 on Hornbill Digital. For all news and updates, follow us on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and Twitter.